everyone, again welcome to Parasan Notes of Classes. So, I am here with the third video of the full chapter of capital structure and capital structure theory. In our two videos we just discuss about the capital structure meaning, definitions, and what are the main factors affecting capital structure decision and what are the major consideration of capital structure planning. And in second video I just discussed about the relevance theory approach. Divided into two main parts. First one is net income approach theory and second main is related to traditional theory. And what are the basic assumption of net income approach is we are discussed in second part, and what the diagram of net income approach theory and what theory says about. And after it I just give detailed view of traditional theory of relevance capital structure theory, what traditional theory states about, and what is the basic difference between net income theory and traditional theory. So difference is only is that KD and KE increases after a certain point of time due to increase in financial leverage beyond a certain limit, and KO also increases due to this overall cost of capital increases and in the value of firm is decreases. So now in third part of this video, this is the last part of the whole chapter, that is about capital structure and capital structure theory, and this is the most important part of this video also. And this video is basically related to irrelevance theory of capital structure. So basically I just start with the basic meaning of irrelevance theory of capital structure. Then what are the types of irrelevance theory of capital structure are in financial management. So first of all, what is the basic meaning of irrelevance theory of capital structure? Irrelevance means having no relationship. So irrelevance, having no relationship, or we can say that no relation between value of firm and cost of financing mix. So irrelevance theory of capital structure theory states that there is no relationship between value of firm and capital structure decision or cost of financing mix. So there is no relationship between capital structure decision or cost of financing mix and value of firm. If we want to change capital structure decision, that it will not affect to the value of firm. So it is all about the meaning of irrelevance theory of capital structure. Then the theory is divided into two main parts. Irrelevance theory of capital structure divided into two main parts. First one is net operating income theory, NOI approach, जिसे हम ब्रीफ में कह सकते हैं. So NOI approach basically net operating income approach theory, and second one is MM theory, Modi, Giuliani and Miller approach. So net operating income theory, start with the net operating income theory. First of all, what is the basic meaning of net operating income theory? What the basic idea behind net operating income theory? So net operating income approach claims that valuation of firm is irrelevant to capital structure decision. Net operating income theory or NOI approach claims that valuation of a firm is irrelevant to capital structure. In other words, the market value of a firm will be the same regardless of the proportion of debt, or we can say that market value of a firm will be the same regardless to the proportion of debt. So there is no relationship according to NOI approach between capital structure decision and valuation of a firm. So what are the basic assumptions behind NOI approach, or what are the basic assumptions of NOI approach? So basic assumptions are, first one is KE is greater than KD. KE stands for cost of equity. So cost of equity is greater than cost of debt. So KE is greater than KD. KD remains constant at all level of debt equity mix. And another basic assumption is cost of debt is constant at all level of debt equity mix. Then third main assumptions, KE increases as debt content increases due to higher financial risk and high expectations of investors. Third basic assumptions in NOI approach is cost of equity increases as debt content increases due to higher financial risk and high expectations of investors. Then fourth main basic assumptions is overall cost of capital remain constant. In this situation, market capitalize the value of firm as a whole without giving importance to debt equity mix. Overall cost of capital remain constant. In this situation, market capitalize the value of firm as a whole without giving importance to debt equity mix. So value of firm maximized by the effect of market capitalizing situation. So here there is no effect of debt equity mix on value of firm. Value of firm maximize or decreases according to market capitalized situations. So there are four basic assumptions of NOI approach. First basic assumption is cost of equity is greater than KD. Just clear about that cost of equity is greater than KD. Second basic assumption is KD remain constant at all level of debt equity mix. Then third basic assumption, K start increases after a certain point of time when debt content increases due to high financial risk and high expectations of investors. So here K start increases after a certain point of time due to increase in debt content. Then fourth basic assumption is KO remain constant. KO remain constant. And here there is no effect on value of firm of debt equity mix. Here value of firm affected due to market capitalization situation. So market capitalize the value of firm as a whole without giving importance to debt equity mix. So four basic assumptions of NOI approach. First basic assumption is K is greater than KD. Then second main assumption, KD remain constant at all levels of debt equity mix. Third basic assumption, K increases after a certain point of time when debt content increases due to higher financial risk or high expectations of investors. And KO remain constant. In this situation, market capitalize the value of firm and as a whole without giving importance to debt equity mix. Then after providing basic assumption, you just have to make this diagram. And this diagram basically diagrammatic representation of net operating income approach to capital structure. It's a diagrammatic representation of net operating income approach to capital structure. Y axis cost of capital, x axis debt equity mix. KD is constant and KO is also constant, but KO is under KD. KO is less than KD, or we can say that KO is less than KD. So KD is greater than KO and KO is less than KD. Then after certain point of time, K start increasing. For a certain time point, K is same as KD and constant, but after a certain point of time when debt content increases, K start increases, but KO constant and KD is also constant. Due to this, there is no effect on value of firm of debt equity mix and market capitalize the value of firm as a whole. The reason behind this, that overall cost of capital is constant at all level of debt equity mix. Now what theory says about? Just look at the diagram carefully. You have to provide two horizontal lines for KD and KE. KO is less than KD. That you bottom part provide a horizontal line of KO. Then after it KD is constant. Then for a certain point K is also constant, but after a certain point of time K start increasing. Then what NOI theory says? What NOI theory says? So theory says that first main thing, debt is a cheaper source of finance. That is same in all the theories. Debt is a cheaper source of finance. Then second main thing, increase in financial risk leads to increase in cost of equity. Increase in financial risk leads to increase in cost of equity. So why K is start increasing after a certain point of time? Because there when debt content use increases, then it leads to increase in cost of equity after a certain point of time due to high financial risk. So high financial risk leads to increase in cost of equity. Then third main thing according to NOI approach, advantage of using low cost debt is set off by increase in cost of equity. जो यहाँ पे advantage जो gain होता है due to use of low cost debt is set off due to increase in cost of equity after a certain point of time. So एडवांटेज सेट ऑफ हो जाता है कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट का, क्योंकि कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी इंक्रीज होती है आफ्टर सर्टेन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. Then fourth main thing according to NOI approach, so KO remain constant for all degree of debt equity mix, so there is no effect on value of firm of any debt equity mix, market capitalized value of firm as a whole, because overall cost of capital is same or constant at all level. Then fifth main point, the market capitalize the value of firm as a whole. Then sixth main point, market value is ascertained by capitalizing net operating income, so it is not affected by debt equity mix. Market value is ascertained by capitalized net operating income, so there is no effect of debt equity mix. Then last point, since weighted average cost of capital or overall cost of capital is constant at all levels, so there is no optimum capital structure, so as there every capital structure is optimum. So according to NOI approach, there is no optimum capital structure because every capital structure is optimum according to this theory of irrelevance theory, that is NOI approach. So when according to NOI approach, there is no condition of optimum capital structure. It states that every capital structure is optimum. Why no optimum capital structure situation arises under this theory? Because overall cost of capital is constant at all levels and market capitalized value of firm as a whole. There is no effect of debt equity mix on value of firm, and after certain point of time K start increasing due to high financial risk or due to increasing debt content part. So according to all these parts, overall cost of capital remain constant and no optimum capital structure situation arises in this theory. What are the basic steps to be followed in applying this theory? Then according to net income theory, we just discuss about 6 main steps to solve any sum or any illustration according to net income approach. Likewise, we have some steps to be followed in application of NOI approach theory also. First of all, determine EBIT. First step is related to determining EBIT. Then second step related to computing EBT, that is EBIT minus interest rate. Then third main thing, compute market value of firm. Market value of firm, third step related to computing of market value of firm. Market value of firm stands for V is equal to EBIT upon में overall cost of capital, over EBIT upon में overall cost of capital और EAT upon में overall cost of capital, we get value of firm. Then fourth main step, compute market value of debt. Interest upon में KD और cost of equity. Market value of debt equals to interest upon में KD. And market value of equity, fifth main step, value of firm minus value of debt. Value of firm minus value of debt, we get market value of equity. When we don't have any data related to equity capitalization rate, then market value of equity can be calculated by value of firm minus value of debt. Then sixth main step, compute cost of equity capital. Cost of equity capital, that is EBT upon में value of equity. EBT upon में value of equity, we just get about cost of equity capital. So 6 main steps to be followed. So according to NOI approach, you have to find out cost of equity capital and value of firm, and according to net income approach, the question asks for finding overall cost of capital and value of firm. So first of all, as we have to determine EBIT according to NOI approach, then EBT, then market value of firm, EBIT upon overall cost of capital, then market value of debt, interest upon KD, and then market value of equity, value of firm minus value of debt, and then lastly cost of equity capital, that is EBT upon value of equity. Then after describing net operating income approach meaning, basic assumptions, diagram, and what theory says about and what steps to be followed in solving a sum related to NOI approach, I am just provide a detail about second main irrelevance theory, that is MM theory, and many questions asked about describing MM theory in detail. So this is most important theory from the exam point of view. MM theory, that is Modigliani and Miller approach. MM theory approach, basically full form of Modigliani and Miller approach. There are two main professors behind this theory, Modigliani and Miller. So this approach known as Modigliani and Miller approach. As net income approach propounded by Durant, so that approach called Durant approach. In this way, MM approach also is founded by Modigliani and Miller, so that's why its name is MM approach. What theory basically states about? So MM basically states that market value of a firm is affected by its operating income. Market value of a firm is affected by its operating income apart from the risk involved in the investment. So here the theory states that, just look at the line, that MM theory states that the market value of a firm is affected by its operating income apart from the risk involved in the investment, or we can say that there is no effect on value of firm of debt equity mix. According as per NOI approach, MM also states that market capitalized value of firm as a whole. So the theory stated that value of firm is not dependent on the choice of capital structure or financing decision of the firm. So finally, MM theory states that value of firm is not dependent on the choice of capital structure or financing decision of the firm. Now, what are the basic assumptions of MM approach are? So basic assumptions are, first is KD is constant at all levels, as in NOI approach. So KD is constant at all level. KO is constant as market capitalize the value of firm as a whole. So no effect of debt equity mix. As per NOI, MM also states that KO is constant at all level of debt equity mix and market capitalized value of firm as a whole. So there is no effect of debt equity mix on value of firm. Then third main basic assumption, KD is less than KE, or we can say that cost of debt less than cost of equity. Then fourth basic assumption is KE increases as a debt content increases due to increase in financial risk. As per NOI approach also discussed that K increases as debt content increases due to increase in financial risk. So in MM approach also the same point is here, that KD is less than KE and KE increases after a certain point of time because of increase in financial risk due to increase in debt content. Then fifth basic assumption is there will be perfect capital market. This is the most important condition of MM approach, or we can say the most basic assumption of MM approach, that there is a condition of perfect capital market according to MM approach. Then what is perfect capital market is? So what you have to write under this, that what is basically perfect capital market. Perfect capital market means under which investors are free to buy and sell securities, or we can say that investors have full right of buying and selling their securities and they are informed about the risk and return and there is no transaction cost. So a perfect capital market is that under which investors are free to buy and sell their securities and investors are informed about risk and return of their securities and there is no transaction cost. No transaction cost, information about risk and return and free to buy, sell and sell securities is called perfect capital market condition. So according to MM theory, there is a condition of perfect capital market. So this is the different assumption according to NOI approach, or we can say that this is the basic difference between NOI and MM theory, that perfect capital market condition ka hona. Then sixth main thing, firms can be classified in homogeneous risk class. Again, the next different point or different assumption in MM theory is that firm can be classified in homogeneous risk class, or they belong to this class if their expected earnings have identical risk characteristics. Firm can be classified in homogeneous risk class, or they belong to this class if their expected earning have identical risk characteristics. So sixth main basic assumption basically according to theory is related to that it classified firms in homogeneous risk class. And which firm included in this class? If they belong to this class, if their expected earnings have identical risk characteristics. If those firms have identical risk characteristics, then they can be classified as homogeneous risk class category. So homogeneous risk class category is another basic assumption. Perfect capital market another assumption, and four basic assumptions are same as NOI approach, that KD is constant at all levels and KO is constant at all levels, and market capitalize the value of firm as a whole, so no effect of debt equity mix. KD less than KE. K start increasing due to increase in debt content and due to increase in financial risk. There will be a situation of perfect capital market under which investors are free to buy and sell their securities, have informed about a risk and return, and no transaction cost. And firms can be classified in homogeneous risk class, or those firms have identical risk characteristics belong to this homogeneous risk class. Then after describing basic assumptions of theory, you have to make this diagram, or you have to provide this diagram in your question. And the diagram, it states that KD is less than KO. In NOI approach, KO is less than KD. So this is the basic difference, that KD is less than KO, and both are constant at all level of debt equity mix. KO and KD both are constant at all level of debt equity mix, but the basic difference between NOI and approach is that KO is greater than KD and KD is less than KO. And after a certain point, and K is constant or horizontal up to KO at a certain point of time, but when debt content increases beyond a certain limit, then K start increases. So this is the basic difference between NOI approach diagram and theory diagram, that K touches KO axis, not KD axis, and in NOI approach KE touches KD axis, not KO axis, क्योंकि KO is less than KD in NOI approach, and in approach KO is greater than KD approach. So this is the basic diagrammatic representation of approach of capital structure. Now what theory says, if you are clear about the diagram, I am always saying that if you are clear about the diagram, you have no confusion in your mind relating to diagram, then you can write any assumptions or anything what the theory states. About the theory, you can write anything. When you have clarity about the diagram, then you can write main assumptions and main thing which is suggested by the respective theory. So you just have to clear the diagram of each theory, whether it is NI approach, whether it is traditional theory approach, NOI or So what theory says about debt may be a cheaper source of than equity? Same thing. Then second main thing, increase in financial risk leads to increase in cost of equity. As per NOI discussed, in increase in debt in content or financial risk leads to increase in cost of equity after a certain point of time. Then advantage of using low cost debt set up by increase in cost of equity, that also same in NOI approach also. Then fourth main thing, KO remain constant at all levels of debt equity mix, and market capitalize the value of firm as a whole, no effect of debt equity mix. So these are the same thing as per NOI approach also. Then sixth main thing, since the KO is constant at all levels, so there is no optimum capital structure. As according to NOI approach also, there is no optimum capital structure. In also, there is no optimum capital structure. Then market value of firm ascertained by capitalizing net operating income at overall cost of capital, which is constant at all level of debt equity mix. So market value of firm ascertained by capitalizing net operating income at all overall cost of capital, which is constant. Then last thing, since overall cost of capital is constant at 0%, that should be same as WACC at any other percent of debt. Hence WACC equals to K when the firm is financed purely by equity. So there is a condition that overall cost of capital equals to cost of equity when the firm is financed purely by equity, and when the debt content increases, then equity also start to increases, or cost of equity also start to increases. So basic difference between assumptions of MM theory and NOI theory is that KO is greater than KD in MM approach, and in NOI approach KD is greater than KO, overall cost of capital. And the another main difference is there is a condition of perfect capital market according to MM theory, and there is a firm classified into homogeneous risk class according to identical risk characteristics. So this is the basic difference between MM theory and NOI theory, that K touches KO fits axis due to a certain extent. After a certain point of time, K start increasing because debt content start increases in a business, and KD is less than KO in MM theory, and in NOI theory KD is greater than KO. So this is the basic difference. I hope by providing detail in this video, the theory related to NOI approach and MM theory is points should be clear in your mind, and you can write your answer in a easier terms. I am just providing easier terms questions here. So please, if you like the video, then don't forget to subscribe this.